is up, guys? I'm in my garden with Rio, and I'm thinking about my knees because in the past couple of days, I've had several different references to knee injuries and knee health and knee movement that have really prompted me to finally get on here and make a knee cars video for you. The eccentrics workout always moves your whole body, and it's always profoundly strengthening to the muscles around your knee and extremely fortifying it for the connective tissue of the knee, of the full body systemically. But if you have knee pain, or if you're like me and you should be, not that you should be like me in every way, but you should be like me in the sense that you care so much about your knees that you're willing to invest a few extra steps, a few extra minutes per day, per every few days for enhanced knee health, then knee cars are a great way to work on that. You can find all kinds of videos all over the interwebs. FRC is constantly preaching cars for all your joints and all, but I got this particular technique of doing knee cars from a combination of sources, including EBFA and Dr. Emily Splihal, podiatrist human movement expert Emily Splihal, and this is how I integrate it into my life and my workouts. So I was like, my people might not follow all those other sources, and I should share with them exactly what I do and the sort of composite variation that I work with. Okay, so here we are in my garden. You're not able to see my face very well in the glare. It doesn't matter. I'm working on this. So we think of the knee as a hinge joint because it largely moves in this particular hinge range of motion. But actually, a healthy knee has rotational capacity. And every time you straighten your leg, so it goes from bent, and you're imagining my patella sliding with the tissues converging into the patellar tendon over the knee. And then when the knee straightens, it glides back up into position. There, in that last 20 degrees of going from flexion to extension, I'm getting rotational locking forces. I think specifically it is tibial-femoral external rotation. So all of that to say, we should be doing some therapeutic rotational work for our knees, especially if you're having knee sensitivity. If your patella clicks or pops, or if you have knee soreness or stiffness, if your knees are feeling arthritic, or if you're just, honestly, as just preventative measure. I find this whenever I have even the slightest bit of knee sensitivity, I straight go to knee cars, and I get tremendous relief. It's pretty magical. I'm not making a medical claim or promise for you, but it's worth trying. Okay, so what does the exercise look like? Here is you're going to find this nubby notch, right, of your shin bone, your tibia, right? Fibula's over here. This is your tibia. And you're picturing, there's where your femur and your tibia separate. So this portion from the joint, from down, is independent bone from your femur, which you're going to keep moving straight up at this vertical, right, in this position at the top half of the joint. I want to see that I can move my shin and lower leg independent of the upper leg. This would be rotating my knee in and out from my femur. Cool. I want to actually get the rotation at my tibia. Now, don't be distracted by my foot inverting and everting down here. That's just my ankle kind of following through. If I'm going to be super disciplined, I'm going to think of this foot as a steering wheel. I'm going to lock it in place. Second toe tracking up to my knee, nice in alignment, and as I rotate there, I don't want to see the foot can go further than the shin for the isolation purposes, but what I'm really worried about is that my foot isn't moving instead of my shin. So if you get foot and shin movement, that's okay. It might be hard for your body to find the muscles that rotate this joint in isolation. So just work with what you can, but don't be distracted by that, okay? It's not moving at the femur, so you want your femur quiet, and it's not the business at the foot, okay? Don't be distracted. My dog is really very concerned about this. So here we go. You're going to put your hand, I like this position best. I like being able to hold my leg under my thigh so that I can really feel this bone, right? I can feel it gliding underneath my fingertips. You can also just see the action. You might be able to see the action in the view, but even if you can't, if you can feel it, it's good enough. It's not a huge range of motion. Already, just from demonstrating that for you, this knee feels like it got, an injection of comforting oxygen, or a cushion, a bubble bath of decompression. It's pretty amazing. Like, this knee literally feels different from this one, just from getting it out of the stiffness and the stickiness of the fact that it spends so much time either fully flexed if you're sitting, fully extended if you're standing for long hours, or just walking in a way that isn't giving it this nice bit of rehab. So just thought I would share that with you guys. I've had people with knee pain, old ACL tears, people who have had knee surgery, and this is just a really important movement to add to your arsenal. Now, EBFA adds another aspect to the movement, which is really powerful. And you're going to add the rotation with your knee flexion and extension. So from this seated position, here's what that could look like for you. You're going to internally rotate. Oh, another way to do this is sitting and with your foot just on the ground. While I'm here, internally rotate and extend, externally rotate and flex. So you're going to draw this figure 8. My femur is staying neutral. This is rotation coming at the tibia itself. Internal, external, adding it to flexion and extension. Now, you go both ways, but if you suffer from tibial-femoral external rotation, right, when you run, maybe you're here, kind of and these are extra tight, and you're going to really work in this range. So maybe you have some actual mechanical reasons to want to work on this. Again, doing this from a seated position is great. You can do this lying on your back and just kicking, but just to show you, adding the rotation with flexion and extension in both directions, right? Making it a little bit more functional. My knees already feel great. I hope you tried this. Questions, please let me know. I'm going to watch this video, and if the visual is just impossible to work with, I'll redo it. But otherwise, I hope this has been useful.